Well, hello everyone. Silly Tuck here as always, and hell, should I even call myself Silly Tuck for this series? Screw it. I'm Tucker Davidson, and I just watched Progress Chapter 3. Whoops, I just realized it's still on screen. This show takes place on the 30th of September 2012 in the garage in Islington, as has been the venue for the past 3 shows. If you've been following along with me. If not, always great to have you along anyways. This is Chapter 3, 50 Shades of Pain. Quite a humorous title. That's kind of the Progress way. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the opener for this is Paul Robinson, the shooting star, versus Noam Dar. And I have to say flat out, this crowd's chemistry with Noam Dar is something real special. I think I explained it best to Putty when I said, it's like, I said, man, this crowd fucking hates Dar. But the more and more you listen, and the more and more you know, you can tell the recurring jokes. It's like two friends. You know, they dig at each other, and they take jabs, and they have the bants, the sick bants, bruv, big banta baron, and but at the end of the day, you know that they both really enjoy each other, and that's kind of the situation here. Dar utterly carries this match. Paul Robinson's actually a little bit older than I initially thought he was. He looks about mid-30s. Dar, of course, is, I think, maybe still a teenager at this point. I don't know Dar's age at this point. There's Putty. Putty's online. That's what that is. That message. You can't see it all the way, but you can see the Skype thing in the corner. Professionality is my strong suit. Yeah, but Dar goes over with his normal grapevine. It's just a great all-around match. I'm looking forward to more Noam Dar. Following up is the match for the BRC or whatever Scholarship Championship. I'll just call it the Scholarship Championship. As Mark Andrews, or Draco Malfoy, as the crowd has dubbed him. I still find that extremely humorous. Defends his title against former champion. He was the champion on Chapter 1, Xander Cooper. The match happened. It was alright. It was solid by all means. Nothing special. Mandrews gets the win with a shooting star press. Crowd chants fucking flips a whole bunch. It's just good old fun, alright wrestling. Up next, we have the London Riots versus Bastard Squad. That's the team of Danny Garnell, I believe that's who it is. He fought Jimmy Havoc on the last show, and Daryl Allen. He's the guy who was in the triple threat on the first show, and I forget who he faced in the second show. Might have been Dar. But they go at it, and it's actually quite a pretty long match. Very nice though, pace back and forth. A lot of work for the hot tag. Get the hot tag, and then immediately start to build to another hot tag. I don't know. I kind of like that aspect of it. All the offense from the London Riots is always so interesting, how they can just whip a dude around, a dude even like just, maybe 3/4 of their size, because nobody's their size yet on this roster. Well, aside from the main event. If you know the main event, wow, yeah, he's something. Up next, Jimmy Havoc versus John Ryan. This match starts off pretty normal. Jimmy goes for an outside dive, and Ryan smashes him over the skull with a frying pan. The stipulation in this match was no blood, no hardcore, so of course Ryan gets himself disqualified. Havoc crawls back in the ring, covered in his own blood, takes the microphone from Smallman and says, Jim, I know you said no hardcore, no blood, but I'm already bleeding, and he started this. Let me do hardcore. And then Jim gets the mic back and says, you know what? You are already bleeding. Kill the fucker. I don't care. And so, boom, we are immediately into a hardcore match. The guide that I'm using, thanks, Putty, does point out that it does dip into ultra-violent a lot, which I did see. I'm not an overly big fan of, ultra-violent, but I watched it the whole way through. because I respected what the two of them were doing for my entertainment, and that was really the whole point of it for me. And then afterwards, it ends with the tremendous spot where Ryan pile drivers Havoc, kind of like reverse package pile drivers Havoc, so he lands his shoulders into some tacks and then flips him around, wheelbarrow suplexes him head first through a barbed wire like table. It's a pretty violent spot. Both men are covered in blood, and afterwards the two of them embrace in the ring. Jimmy says is like, I've been working matches with you for 10 plus years. That's the best fucking crowd we've ever done in front of. Crowd pops. But yeah, all around, really good stuff. I'm not an overly hardcore guy, so maybe I didn't get as much out of it as other people would. But I think overall for a hardcore match, it was very solid. But I enjoyed it just as a fan of normal wrestling. Most of it. Some of it was pretty sick and messed up. The one point where they were going to staple gun Jimmy Havoc's crotch, to say the least. It was pretty messed up, man. Pretty messed up. Then we move into Rob Cage versus RJ Singh. And this match is happening because if Rob Cage wins, he becomes part of RJ Singh's entourage. But Rob Cage asked for the match. So then when he becomes part of his entourage, he can give all of his wealth to the people. I don't really get it either. The match is pretty bad, actually. Quite boring, to say the least. RJ Singh gets the victory with the ethnic submission, which is, surprise, surprise, an Indian dude doing the camel clutch. Never seen that before. Gender. But yeah, really quite a poor match, honestly. Beat down afterwards. Singh just, rawr. Actually, speaking of beatdowns, I want to go back to the London Riots match for a minute. There was a monster beatdown afterwards in which they used a cricket bat, I guess, and a chair. They put it on Garnell's leg, and they smashed it. And they said, last week we broke the Venomous Vipers, the Velocity Vipers. This week we broke the Bastard Squad. Progress. This isn't a war on your tag teams. This is a war on you. Bring who you want. This is an open challenge. At, I think they said December. We'll face anybody, and we're going to kick their fucking asses. And it was like, damn, okay, damn, we got some badasses over here. And then we move into our, not semi-main, I guess. I would call the semi-main Havoc versus Ryan. But then we move into Lion Kid versus Styx, a rematch from last week, because Styx comes out beforehand and says, last week was a fluke win. You know it, Lion Kid. These people know it. I know it. The ref knows it. That guy knows it. Jimmy around the corner knows it. And Jimmy pops his head and it's like, hello. Actually, that'd be pretty funny. But, before the match starts, Styx gets the jump on Lion Kid, and Lion Kid injures his leg, so, obviously it's going to be a short squash. This match actually goes pretty long, actually. Way too long for the squash it was supposed to be. Styx picks up the win after a powerbomb. Actually, at one point, something that pissed me off is that Lion Kid goes for a springboard and messes up trying to sell the leg, right? And then the crowd chants, "You fucked up, Botcha Mania, you fucked up, Botcha Mania." It's like, no. He's trying to sell. It's a thing in wrestling. Finally, our main event is Dave Mastiff. The big bastard Dave Mastiff. Jeez, that guy's going to be so fun to watch when he's not in a shit match. Spoilers. By the way, Lion Kid versus Styx was pretty shit too. So Dave Mastiff and Greg Burridge, he's the guy with his dice, the dice bollocks, those things, versus El Ligero and Nathan Cruz. What happened to the triple threat last week? They were like, whoever wins this will become number one contender. I don't know. They kind of just forgot about it. This match was all right, though. Way too boring. Marty Scurll, I said Scurll, see, was a special guest ref. And all around, it was just a pretty boring thing, I guess. Mastiff wins after Ligero gets... Nathan Cruz does a really hard tag, almost like a chop to Ligero as he's going for his springboard tornado DDT. And then Ligero crawls in the ring and super kicks Cruz, allowing for Mastiff to hit the cannonball, which is the KO cannonball. and picks up the 1, 2, 3. Oh, that didn't go off when I thought it would. My bad. Always professional, as am I. It hit the 10-minute mark, which is when my thing is set to go off, and it just kept going for like 7 seconds. That was so awkward. I'm so sorry you had to see that. But anyways, my overall thoughts on this show are it's a pretty piss-poor show. I'd watch it just for some of the storyline stuff you get, with Havoc kind of relishing in his hardcore work, despite wanting to become a proper wrestler. I think that's definitely something quite fun to see. And just the stuff with Ligero, Cruz, and Mastiff. After the match, or not Mastiff, Ligero, Cruz, and Skrull. After the main event match, Cruz says, you sons of bitches, this isn't over. I'm still Progress champion. You're like that good for nothing, like Mexican son of a bitch, El Ligero. And some dude in the crowd yells, he's from Yorkshire, you dumbass. And then Ligero comes out, tackles him, starts laying down the punches. Security separates them. Jim takes the mic and says, Ligero, you want to get your hands on Nathan Cruz so bad. Cruz, you want to taunt Ligero like that? I'm not going to stand for it. Next week, Nathan Cruz, you will defend your Progress Championship. Not next week. What the hell am I talking about? Next show, at the next chapter, Chapter 4, you will defend your Progress Championship against El Ligero, which is the match we should have gotten anyways. You didn't even need to justify it because, you kind of told us that would be happening last week. Not last week, but Jesus, am I saying week? What the hell's wrong with me? Last show for this one, Makes no sense. Anyways, on my thing, Putty's online again. Weird, Putty. Stop coming online and offline. But definitely one of the, like I said, the guide I was using said that this is probably the worst show Progress has ever run, and I think it shows. Really, the highlights of this are Dar carrying the opener, the Havoc Ryan hardcore match. You may get more out of that than me. The London riots being brutal, like violently brutal, and really that's it. We also get a segment after the main event, where we have a cameraman following, El Ligero, and he's like, El Ligero, like, what's up, man? Like, why are you, like, attacking everyone? And Ligero just kind of, like, turns back, and it's like, ah, and then runs away, and it's like, oh, okay, that's relevant. So yeah, more or less, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for putting up with me spilling my shit about wrestling, despite the fact that I always say this, I probably have no place talking about wrestling. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Silly Tuck, signing out.